Time for the post-game show here at LIV Golf. It's been a terrific first day here at the Gallery Golf Club, just outside of Tucson, Arizona. We've enjoyed it. A near-capacity crowd has enjoyed it as well. Gentlemen, Mark Leishman actually was in contention in Mayakoba going into the final round. Didn't quite work out for him there, but he's got himself into a great position after round one here in Tucson.
Yeah, just an amazing day with the putter, Jerry. He and David Pooge and Brooks Koepka, they all made 7 birdies out there, which is pretty impressive considering where the flags were today. I thought they were in really tough spots.
It was one of those days for Leish that could have been 4 or 5 shots higher easily if it weren't for some of the putts he made. Tee to green, he didn't beat the whole field, but combine that with what he did on the greens, and he is our leader.
Well, he teed off at the 5th hole. That was for his birdie at 12. And the putter was purring. This was for birdie at 14. He's a member of the All-Aussie Ripper GC, of course. Next for birdie at 16. The putter was pretty handy late in his round to save par on a couple of occasions. Then for birdie at the 3rd.
Yeah, this is just a bonus shot right here. You're only trying to get it close, and that had speed when it went in.
And how about this for par at 4?
Yeah.
This was to retain the outright lead overnight.
And that's got to feel so good, you know, having hit the bad tee shot, you know, coming out with, you know, a chip out like that, to be able to make that one on the last, that really makes dinner taste good.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe the Leishman Lager tastes good as well.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Abraham Anser has come to play here. He threatened the podium and the individual leaderboard in Mexico. Didn't quite put a string together to challenge the leaders, but he started again, 66 today, 5 under par, very solid.
You know, he is, and I say this about a lot of guys, he's really driven. He's really practicing hard. He really wants to prove a point out here on LIV Golf, like so many of the guys do. It's world-class competition. They all work their butts off to do it. And he really has that kind of look in his eye of determination that he hasn't done what he wants to do yet. It's a small sampling, but he wants to get to the top very quickly.
They might be the smartest looking team on the golf course today, the Fireballs. Abe Anser for birdie at 11 there, and then the following hole from way out. And that was for birdie at 12, and then his second shot into 13.
I really thought he swung the club nicely today. Hit a lot of good shots. If he'd had a really hot day with the putter, I think he'd probably had the lead.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the teams. Torquay have had a very good day. The Ironheads, who have struggled so far in LIV Golf, they're right up there as well. It's all to play for.
Oh, absolutely. And my range goats.
Not up there yet.
Yeah, I can't see them. They're below the level of the dais there.
They're 10th.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 4 aces unbeaten on US soil. Dustin Johnson, uncharacteristically struggling at the moment, but just pulled it back a little bit late, didn't he, in his round today?
Yeah, I think Dustin's got to feel a little bit better. Both he and Brooks, you know, are not out of it.
No, not at all.
At this stage, especially Brooks, you know, who made the 7 birdies and finished so strongly after that bad start. But no, I mean, Dustin at 1 over, you know, the way he played, you know, especially the front side, you know, he can't feel too bad about it, I don't think.
Let's get to some Torquay highlights. The team that are led by Joaquin Niemann, who himself a little topsy-turvy, but he's there or thereabouts in the individual competition. Torquay leading the way on 10 under par. That was for birdie at 18. David Pooge, his tee shot at 16. He went marching after that pretty quickly, and that is why. Niemann's second shot at the 5th. Nicely done. Sebastian Munoz, he made his LIV Golf debut at Mayakoba. That was for birdie at the 3rd. Remember, 3 scores count of the 4 on each of the 3 days to decide our ultimate team champions here in Tucson. David Poo's second shot at the 9th was another doozy.
Yeah, he was impressive tonight. He's got everything to play for sure.
His score counted today, Neiman for birdie at 16. So here is the team leaderboard going into the second round. Torquay lead the way, 10 under par. There's a Latin flavour to the podium at the moment. The Fireballs tied with Smash and the Ironheads on 9 under. Don't discount Ripper GC or, of course, the 4 Aces, because Peter Uline is performing heroics. Their new signing, they are 7 under par. Let's send it down to Dom Belay, who's made his way to the putting green. Dom.
Matt, 1 under par round of 70 today, I believe.
Yep.
Well, how would you assess that round?
A couple of mistakes, silly mistakes, turned into bogeys, and then hit some good shots and didn't make many putts out there, and ended up being 1 under.
That's probably why you're working on your putting. Your coach Gary Barter's here. What are you working on?
Trying to make a putt. I mean, I've putted bad for so long now that I'm just trying to make anything and just trying to hit a square putt, hit the ball square to my target.
You were in Oman and you joined us in the commentary box. Did you enjoy that experience? You want to take this job?
I did. I did enjoy it in there. It's different because I've never been inside to see what it's like, to see what you guys do. All we see is the broadcast on TV, and to get out there and be able to see it was good. To get inside and see it was good.
Our producers are saying we'd love to see you hit some putts.
Okay.
So what's this board you got, the mirror?
This is just to line it up. I line it up and it shows me the path, the face that I would have on the path. So I've just got it lined up just a little bit left to right, and it just...
And that green line, that's to see your eyes, yeah?
This is a mirror, so you can see your eyes and you can see your shoulder line here, and you can see the where your face should be in relation to the path on the putt.
And what are your tendencies? What sort of mistakes or bad tendencies you fall into on the greens?
I would hit a lot of weak putts, like soft. If I miss a putt, it's always going to be typically weak and short. I'm more of a die putter. Some people hit them into the back of the hole. It's not something I've ever been comfortable doing, and that's tough to change after 24 years of professional golf, or 20 years of professional golf.
Is it because you don't like the 3-foot comebacker?
No. I mean, that's definitely always in there, but it's just changing someone's style of putting is a tough one. It's a tough thing to change.
You played college golf not far from here. Did you have good support out there?
We did. I mean, I played with Perez and Paul, and they had a lot more support than I did. But no, it was good. There's plenty of... The fans out here were great. There's a lot of fans out here today, and I'm expecting a lot more tomorrow. Well,
thanks for your time. We won't bother you anymore.
Thank you.
He didn't seem bothered at all there. Matt rattled a couple of beauties in there, didn't he, with the aid of his putting aid there. Cam Smith, I believe, has graciously agreed to join Troy Mullins. Is that right, Troy?
He didn't graciously join me. He's first to the range, champion golfer of the year. I mean, this is what it takes, right? He came back to start. What are you working on? Tell us. You just go through your warm-up again?
I feel as though I hit my iron's really good today. My kind of scoring club's really nice. I feel as though I putted nice. I didn't really hold many putts, but off the tee today was terrible for me. So just trying to fix a few things and just kind of go back to a couple of feels that I work on, and try and figure it out before tomorrow.
When you say terrible, I think we have to qualify that. Terrible for you is probably awesome for me. But is it visually for you out here that you feel that you need to tweak things, or is it just a physical thing?
No, I actually feel really comfy around the course. There's a few harder tee shots, I think. It was just wasn't right. I typically get a little bit short with my body, and my arms that's when I get kind of that big loopy, so I'm going to try and get rid of that. And just my feel is always like trying to hit like a low cut. So you'll probably see me hit probably 10 or 15 really low cuts with the driver, and then try and hit some a bit harder.
Okay, well, you were doing some wedge shots, so I don't want to interrupt you, but I mean, you're one of the best wedge players in the game. Talk to us about how it's so crisp, your contact.
I don't know, practice.
Obvious answer.
No, I feel as though this stuff was really nice today. Didn't miss many iron shots. The pins were kind of tricky today, so it was kind of hard to be aggressive to some of them, and just kind of stayed patient. Made a few birdies there at the end, which was nice, but terrible tee shot off the last, which cost me. So.
Do you think you'll change your strategy then off of the tee and have more longer shots in to not have as many wedges?
Nah.
Nope.
I like getting down there as far as I can most of the time and giving myself a wedge shot. So like I said, I feel really comfy around here. I just need to hit the fairway and kind of let the rest take care of itself.
All right, we'll hit another one. It's so pure. Champion Golfer of the Year. Thanks, Cam.
It's good?
It was good, Cam, yeah. Wow.
How about Cam putting the microphone on for us to do that on driving range interview? That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's great. That's
cool.
it. The reigning Open champion, the reigning champion golfer, moments after stepping off after his opening round, taking us through his game like that.
It's so nice to have that kind of access. But I have to say, the last thing we need is, Jonesy there saying he needs to be in here. Stay out there.
Just stay out there for the time being.
Yeah,
Jonesy.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, as a golfer, you have enough voices in your head already, and most of them are little demons. In TV, you have a lot of voices in your head.
Well, he now realises how difficult it is to broadcast golf, or at least how difficult we make it look.
Yeah.
Arlo White, David Fairty, Sonny Crockett, Jerry Foltz here on the 18th fairway at the Gallery Club here in Tucson. Looking ahead to day 2, and the likes of Phil Mickelson, lots of fans. He loves playing golf here in Arizona. He went to university here, met his wife Amy here, is an Arizona State former player, of course. Threatened to get going early on, didn't quite happen for him, but he's there or thereabouts, which hasn't necessarily been the case on LIV Golf so far for him.
No, I would expect someone over the next couple of days to shoot very low. We saw some tough flags today. Maybe we'll see an easier set tomorrow. Wouldn't surprise me, Jerry, to see somebody shoot maybe 63.
No, 8 under par, I could see that around here. We're going to get some light winds, I think, every day. You typically do in this part of the terrain, right up in the foothills of the Tortolita Mountains. But the greens are firm and they're tricky, and they don't help you in most cases with most hole locations out here. So the ball's a lot of times working away from the flag. It makes it tough, and they're at a speed right now where you just can't get too greedy on the greens.
A couple of guys we haven't mentioned actually yet. There's Oosthuizen, Matthew Wolf, Garcia. Sergio played great today. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see him play just as well tomorrow.
It's world-class player after world-class player. We have 48 players. Granted, that is our sample size, but it is world-class player after world-class player, and it's no surprise, like I said earlier in the show, when we see one of those names or many of those names that we haven't seen much of find their way to the top. We've seen it throughout their careers.
66 for Oosthuizen and 66 for Matthew Wolf today, who the chaps feel can do something very special, not just here in Tucson, but this season on the LIV Golf League. This was for birdie at 5. Plays for Team Smash after his off-season transfer from the High Flyers. This for birdie at 6. He started wonderfully well today. His second shot into 7. Not much evidence of the Wolf pack here in Tucson. The Howells are sadly missing. Maybe we'll see them later in the season.
Sure will.
Now for birdie at the 3rd. As I mentioned, 66 for Matthew Wolf, and that has him level 2nd with Louis Oosthuizen and Abraham Anser. Mark Leishman is our overnight leader on 6 under par. Peter Uihlein, a fixture at the top of the pylon. He's 4 under par. Sergio Garcia is 3 under. Danny Lee flirted with the lead for a short period, but he's there or thereabouts as well on 3 under par. Brooks Koepka, 2 under for him. Paul Casey, 2 under par as well. Solid start for Charles Howe III, our winner in Mexico. Phil on 1 under. Matt Jones, you've just heard from him on the practice tee. He is 1 under par after a first round of 70. Level par for Patrick Reed on the opening day. Let's send it back down to Troy here on St. Patrick's Day. Troy.
Yes, speaking of St. Patrick's Day, I've got Graham McDowell. What are you working on over here? What is this? Why are you holding your shirt? Unless you're holding the mic.
Holding on for dear life? No, I'm just basically trying to get my left arm out of the way. So it's like just like a right arm only drill.
Okay.
So one of the big feels for me, I'm a guy who shuts the face down, and I know I'm going to do it, and there's no point really trying to fight it. So what I've always worked on most of my career is trying to get as much loft and as open as possible in the backswing. So it's kind of like holding a tray of drinks, you know, that sort of feeling of the right shoulder, I guess they call it externally rotating. So it really just a kind of a sort of rehearsal type move to try and create that feel. The feel of that right arm, this right elbow sitting down rather than getting in behind me this way, which shuts it down. So this kind of keeps the loft on, and then it's okay if I shut it down just a little bit and then just keep moving with the body. So it's just something I've been working on since before Mexico. It's one of those little drills that I think I've been doing it for 15 years, you know what I mean? And then sometimes I just forget to do it, and I'm like, what am I doing? You know, so I'm a guy who, when I see the ball go left, that's bad. Well, it's bad for most guys, but like it tells me that I got to try and fix my backswing. I got to create more loft on my backswing. So this is a great drill for me, just to kind of create that, just that feeling of lots and lots of loft. And then from there, when I have plenty of loft on the swing, I can really make sure I shut it down with the body. Because when I don't have loft, then I have to back it up. So it's really, like I say, it's just one of those weird little drills. I remember standing on the range at Pebble in 2010, going out in the last round of the US Open. 10 balls each arm, probably left and right arm only. I'd call it a Pete Cowan drill. Have you guys spoken to Pete Cowan yet?
No, we
Next
haven't.
time he's out, you got to spend 10 minutes with Pete. He's the man. He's
beautiful.
the man.
You're the man. I mean, I don't know if you can see, but it's like a 50-yard pin that he's literally peppering with one arm. It's not fair. But 15 years,
hey,
yes.
Listen,
15,
you're pretty good. You're pretty good too. Don't be telling
with
people.
With 2
that.
hands.
But yeah, no, right arm only is great drill.
Can you show the audience the difference, let's just say, just in case they don't understand, what a closed face, what your normal closed face swing looks like?
If you're looking kind of down the line, when you get that club facing the ground, so let's see, open, square, shut. See the way the right elbow kind of gets back in behind me. So, you know, anytime you can get that right arm to just, it's a cool feel, like I say.
But is it square still through P2?
What's P2?
Okay.
Is that parallel to the ground?
At parallel,
is that
yes.
parallel to the ground? So yeah, I guess P2 for me is just kind of like tracing the target line.
Perfect.
So I always like toe up. A lot of guys they say parallel to the spine at P2. I prefer a little bit more toe up. And to me, it's like my right thumb kind of feels like it goes up. And I'm trying to set this right arm. And I know in reality I'll never do that in a million years, but it's like most drills are like an overcompensation for a move that you're trying to get close to. I know I'll never ever get my right elbow there in a million years, but it kind of trains the muscle structure to get close, you know. So, and you know, to be fair, I didn't hit too many lefts today. First hole today I had a little bit of a steery one left, but most of the day I started the ball in good position. So coming to the range just to go through my rehearsals, kind of just reinforcing the things I'm working on. I got a little bit of putting work to do, but yeah, generally happy with the day.
Yeah, +1 today. Would you do this throughout your entire bag, or is this just with your wedges?
Pretty much just with the wedges. I mean, it becomes very hard to one arm it with a 5-iron, you know. So,
No.
so it's really just a rehearsal feel, but I'm looking for that same feel throughout the bag. Yes, sorry, that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Not the
but
one.
no, I mean, obviously it's easier to do with a short club. Try nice and open. Close it down. Yeah, I mean, it's a good drill. Feel like I'm moving in the right direction. +1, a couple of 3 putts. A little cold in the greens today, but I actually generally felt like my ball strike was in the right place today.
There's a lot of mounds out there, especially close. Do you want to lay back, or you don't mind just hitting it up there and playing these tight, short wedges?
I think you have to be very aware of the pin positions. I thought the pins were quite tough today. I really did. I think pins like 17, for example, that was kind of early in my round, and I wasn't really able to get up to the front edge of the green in 2, so I had to lay back and try and leave myself a number to spin it to that pin. And it's hard. These greens have such a firm first bounce. It's very, very hard to get close to some of these pins. So there's a lot of strategy on this golf course, which is highly related to where that pin is. You can play more aggressively if you can leave yourself something, but if you need to spin it, you need to leave yourself a yardage.
All right, well, let us watch one more, and thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you, G-Mac. I know that took a lot for G-Mac, who's inherently quite a shy guy. So that was impressive. Let's send it down to the putting green. Sue-Ann Heng with DJ.
Yeah, DJ, not quite the start you wanted today, but you finished with 3 birdies. Talk us through your round.
Yeah, just got off, hit a bad drive on the first hole, just pushed it a hair and got in the desert and made an easy double. And yeah, so just got off to a bad start, and then hit a lot of really good shots from, after I made 2 doubles in my first couple holes, and played really solid after that, just didn't make any putts. And then, finally, luckily I had 3, tap ins for birdie on my last 3 holes. So it was a nice way to finish. And, I felt like I'm swinging good, just kind of, just a little bit of bad luck, a little bit of, not quite where I wanted to hit those shots, but they still weren't like that. They weren't offline very much. It was just pushed the first one and pulled one on my 4th hole, but played solid. Just like I said, just didn't make enough putts.
Well, we're here on the putting green, and you're going to do some putting practice. Talk us through what you're going to work on.
Just work on getting the ball started on line. It just wasn't really starting down my line, and if you're not starting on your line, it's really hard to make putts. So just do a little bit of work on that. I felt like the speed was pretty good, and everything else is going pretty good. I just got to get it started on my line a little better.
All right, thanks, DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sue-Ann. Thank you, DJ. He's not out of it, even though that was an uncharacteristic start in Tucson, I should say, by Dustin Johnson. What a great post-game show so far, and it's about to get even better as well. Danny Lee has joined us after a 68 today. Danny, thank you for your time and coming up to the booth here after your round. What pleased you? What displeased you on day 1 here?
Well, obviously, I was playing well. I got to -5 today, and then I kind of had a whoopsie finish at the end.
Is that the technical term for it?
From 15-footer downhill birdie putt on short par 4. I believe it was 6.
Yeah.
6, right? 7?
Yeah. 7. So you bogeyed 7 and 9.
Yes,
yeah.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big ouch. And then 9. I thought I had a pretty good 3-wood, but it just curved too far to the right into that bunker, and that's the only place you don't want to hit. And
the terrain here is quite different from the comparison I'm going to give you. But the guy who designed this, guy named John Foote, former U.S. amateur champion like yourself, he actually visited Pinehurst to remind himself and get some ideas about what the great designers do when they design a course. Are there any similarities to these green complexes that you can remember to Pinehurst number 2 when you won as then the youngest ever U.S. amateur champion?
Yeah, I think around the greens are very similar to Pinehurst. If you miss the green over here in a certain spot, it's almost impossible up and down.
Yeah.
So tee to green, not so much,
No.
but around the greens, yes.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some highlights, Arlo.
Absolutely. The Ironheads, Danny, you've just joined, haven't you? And your captain, Kevin Na, must be very happy to have you on board. This is you, Danny, for birdie on 13. The Ironheads are 9 under, just 1 back of the leaders, looking for a first podium finish. Another new signing, Scotty Vincent for birdie at 17. Back with Danny, second shot at the first. Talk us through it, Danny.
I have no idea what hole that is.
That's the first hole.
Oh, that's the first hole. Yeah, I had a flight at 6 iron. I didn't know that happened.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
You didn't know?
That could have easily dropped.
Yeah.
Here's your skipper, tee shot at 16. It must be great to be part of a team like this, led by a man like this.
Yes, he's an awesome guy.
You can't mistake Scott Vincent and the blonde hair poking out of the back of the cap. That was for birdie at 6. And the captain, the skipper.
Yeah, I was actually talking about this with the Grant. I mean, of course he makes it. It was impossible for him to hit it close today over there, but he's got such a strong putting game. So I was actually telling my caddy Grant that he might actually hold a 20-footer for birdie on the last hole, but he actually hold a 40-footer, it looks like. So
So talk us through what happens next. Do you have dinner together tonight as a team? How does it work?
Except yesterday I was feeling a little tired, so I missed the team dinner yesterday, but we've been having dinner every night together, but we don't talk about any strategy or anything like that. We just talk about funny stories and like just other stuff other than golf. So
and does that help going into a team competition, but also an individual competition, because golf can be a very lonely sport, can't it?
Yes, this team thing is a whole new concept for me, but I really like it. And even problem with the golf, I think, when you have a one really, like, let's put it, if you have a horrible first round, you feel like just out of the tournament. But the LIV golf tournament are very different because there's always a team game. If you can put one decent round, then if your score counts and help the team to finish top 3 or win the team game, I think that's huge.
Absolutely. This is off your Instagram account by the looks of things here, Danny. Very excited to start my first LIV Golf League event this week, and I'm super pumped to be part of the team. That was in Mayakoba.
Yeah.
We have the beautiful Caribbean Sea behind you there. Do you feel in good nick? Do you feel in good form? And do you feel that tomorrow you could really make a move to join the leaders?
Yes, I'm hitting it well enough to do it, and I just got to get the putter rolling.
What is it with the? You've gone through a number of different putters, using them, lengths, styles. Why did you settle on where you're at now with the longer putter, and what does that help you do well?
Yeah, I tried every length, every different style, different head. I tried a whole bunch, but with the long putter, broomstick putter, it just makes me feel like I don't have to think about the technique as much, and most of the times I can start the ball on line wherever I'm looking, and only thing I gotta think about is reading the brakes right and think about the speed. So.
And did you find a lot of guys have found the speed difficult here because the entire slope of this golf course is down toward the valley, the city of Marana, and sometimes it doesn't look downhill that way. Is there a little confusion on the green sometimes?
Yeah, my caddy Grant's been really good with that. He would tell me where the valley is, and this one's gonna be fast and this one's gonna be slow. So he's been pretty good with that. So he's been helping me a lot with that today.
Danny, thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming to join us.
Really cool of you.
Fantastic addition to LIV Golf and the Ironheads. You've got them firing up towards the top of the team pylon. All the very best for tomorrow and the rest of the weekend here in Tucson.
And go give Siwan a little pep talk, would you? Because, I mean, I don't know if you remember, he shot 87 then 63 in back-to-back rounds in Boston, so he can do it again for you.
It can happen.
Exactly. To Danny's point, doesn't mean that you're out of the competition, does it? You've still got an opportunity, an opportunity to contribute. Well, a lot of the guys still out there just going through and ironing out some things from today. Pat Perez enjoyed himself, 3 under par. He's in fine form at the start of the 2023 season. Bryson, a couple of things to work on. Had a terrific start today, the Crushers captain, but just fell away slightly. 2 over par for Bryson DeChambeau today after his opening round of 73. His score did not count today. He'll hope for better tomorrow. It's been a spectacular opening day here in Tucson at the Gallery Club. Bryson was all smiles a little earlier on. Fabulous conditions, a beautiful golf course here. Dustin Johnson with some work to do tomorrow. Please join us. The LIV Golf League Tucson edition, day 2 tomorrow. We look forward to your company. Goodbye for now.